Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to the show. Today's video is going to be a little different. I'm not actually going to be working on something today. Today I'm just going to be showing off stuff. Recently, at the beginning of summer in June, I found a motorcycle restoration shop that was going out of business and was selling all their inventory. And it was a steal of a deal, so I bought it all. And I got a storage unit where I store all of my hoard, as well as my house. You know, I got it all packed full of treasure. The restoration shop sold everything to me. They sold all their toolboxes, their motorcycle lifts, NOS treasures, motorcycle parts galore, a bazillion pieces of stuff. I don't even know what it goes to. And best of all, the whole shop had about 10 motorcycles that were in different stages of restoration that all came to me. So I would have showed you guys this stuff earlier, but there were so many things in here that I couldn't really get to the back. So hold on, I gotta turn the phone sideways. All right, so I would have shown you guys this stuff sooner, except there was so much stuff that I had packed in here that you couldn't get into it. I had a bunch of toolboxes and such that I had to sell, and some crusty turd bikes. I've gotten rid of all that stuff. So this is my, it's like a 10 by 24 foot storage. And right off the bat, you could see that I probably have every wheel that anybody out there has ever looked for. Maybe two of them. And there's even some brand new ones in here. And some of these have like those big huge lips, you know. I don't remember, but those are fancy if I remember correctly. I just don't remember why. And then there's some that are just slightly bent. And I got some new tires, but best of all, look at all of those. Those are all just random wheels from old British and Japanese dirt bikes. And the guy that I bought all this stuff from, his shop was basically dirt bike stuff. So old school, anything from before 1980. So I got a fork collection there of mystery forks, but I mean there's a ton of stuff in here. I got these tubs full of all sorts of, I don't even know because I haven't been in them. That's like plastics. Got some cool old seats, fenders. There's a king and queen seat for a Harley. Bunch of plastics. A lot of the plastics actually go to the bikes. The way the guy did it was he would just take the bikes he was going to do and he would take them apart and then separate all the parts for whatever reason. But these are the tanks I got. Now I don't even know what most of these tanks go to. So see this chrome one with the circle there? I don't know. Is that a Hadoka? What is that? I don't know. This one's like plastic, but I don't know what it goes to. This one has Harley coloring, and I know that one and that one go to the Baja 100s by Harley-Davidson, and I'm not really certain about that. But it's got that same kind of cut, so I feel like that might be also a Harley. We got a CR125 mystery tank number 5, and this one is actually like a Honda XR 500 or 600. I don't know. Got a YZ250, YZ80 mystery Harley tank that probably nobody wants. Just a couple shocks. Anyways, we'll get into all this. Let me come back first and show you the bikes, because that's what I really wanted to kind of share. So as I was saying, when this guy was doing his restorations, he had these carts, these really neat push carts that are actually really tall. This comes up to like my hip, so it's about 3 feet up, I guess. These carts are pretty neat though. He would take them all apart, and you know, there's room everywhere for stuff. Little spot for pistons. So anyways, this bike right here is, I'm not certain on the year. I think it was a 1971, but I don't know. It's a Harley-Davidson. It's called a Baja 100. And the cool thing about a lot of these bikes that I'll show you is that he already has, like on this one, the frame has already been powder coated. And forks have all been polished. Motor, pretty much all the polishing and the frame powder coating has all been done already. I don't know about you guys, but that's got to be one of my least favorite things about doing restorations is the polishing and the frame. So that was a big motivator to kind of buy and snatch up all this stuff. We could take a look at the Harley frame or Harley motor. It's got the bottom end looks like it's pretty much done. It's gonna need a top end. Got lots of little parts here. There's a hub. There's a fender that's been primed already. There's the swing arm that's already all nice and powder coated. Got the handlebar that's polished. And then got some of the parts down here, the extras. We got a couple seat pans, and then there's like the head that's already polished, and then there's a whole bunch of just like treasure. Crazy looking top, huh? Anyways, so we got that Baja 100. So pretty cool little two-stroke. Can't wait to get that one all done. And these go for like $1 bazillion for some reason. I don't understand it. This one here is the one that everybody's trying to get off of me. That sounded a little bit inappropriate. This is the bike that everybody tends to want from my collection. It's called a Triumph TR6, and I don't know anything about Triumph. I mean, I got a TR3 in my garage, if you've seen in the background of my videos, but cars and bikes are totally different. I don't even know what year it is. I don't know anything about most of these bikes, but you know, I will by the time I'm done building them. Again, this has got the powder coated frame, and if you look, he's got this kind of crinkle. I don't know what you call this. Super fancy. I've never ever seen a frame done like this. And it's got all the chrome's already polished. It's been sitting for a bit, so it's kind of dirty and dusty, but that's okay. We got, looks like brand new shock absorbers. And this guy did really good work, so I don't think these are just going to be some made in China ones. I think these are probably good. Obviously, that's the wrong bolt. It looks kind of like he just threw a lot of these together just to kind of, you know, sell it. But that's kind of what we do, whatever. It's got the center stand on it. Look at these connecting rods. These things are beautiful. Just amazing stuff. Bunch of pistons. The gearbox looks to be complete, but a lot of this stuff is actually in a different tub, and I don't remember where right now. But if any of you guys out there are into these Triumphs and stuff, you know, shoot me some pointers, whatever. It's obviously just thrown together. There's no valves in there. Can you see in there? No, but you just gotta trust me. There's not a valve sitting in there. I can just feel the empty space. Yeah, it's got all sorts of fancy stuff. We got some lines here that I have no idea what are for, and some trim. Let's come on down here. If you look down here, we got actually another set of jugs. Yeah, I packaged all this stuff up before I moved it because I didn't want to get scratched because it's all polished. Here's the rear hub with the sprocket. There's the brake stay. Or sorry, the brake drum. Man, this is beautiful, huh? You see that, guys? I know this isn't exactly the best lighting and camera angles and whatnot, but it's just so amazing. Here's that engine case, side cover, little piece. There's a whole box full of treasure. Just let you guys soak all that up. Just tons of stuff. There's an exhaust pipe. Now, I don't have a gas tank or a seat for this, I don't think. So if you guys know like one of those with the gas tank for this, just type it in the comments for me. I'm a Honda guy, kind of turning Suzuki. I was going to say Kawasaki, but I don't do Kawasaki's anymore. I had too many bad experiences with the Kawasaki's. Okay, here's the next bike. Let's see if any of you guys can guess it without looking at that tag that I just had to hide. Some evidence. Some more evidence. So this is a Yamaha. This is what's known as a 74 Yamaha YZ80. So pretty cool little bike. Again, we got the frame has all been powder coated, and it's really nice. It's dirty, you know. It's been sitting in this storage for a few months. Probably set at his place for a little while. The guy that sold me all this stuff, really good guy. He had some heart thing happen, and the doctor told him his motorcycle days were done, and if he didn't listen, he had high risk of mortality. I don't need to get into why and all that, but very unfortunate for him, fortunate for me at the same time, as sad as that is. We got the exhaust, full exhaust here. Look at that. I assume that this is probably not the stock one by that well, but it could be. I just don't know enough about this bike. The side covers and engine cases are actually not polished, but they have had all the grunt work, the cleaning and sanding. Motor spins free. Just go ahead and do the top end on pretty much every one of these and just hope the crank seals are okay, I guess. Unless, you know, they got to rebuild. I'll look online and see if Wiseco makes like a crank set before I do these. And then, you know, it's always better just to do the crank, obviously. Whole bunch of cool little pieces and parts. Lighting is really bad. I should have brought a flashlight, but we'll survive. There's a couple of fenders here. Super thin. Look like stamped plastic or, yeah, yep. Nope, not stamped, just plastic. And there's our head. Box full of treasure. There's one of the wheels. Had just started getting spoked. Or laced, whatever you call it. And then here's the other one in the hub. Hub still needs to be polished on that one, but the hoop's already polished for it. We got forks. Some sort of mystery stuff. Oh, there's a little plastic piece. So a lot of these plastic pieces, like I was saying, he would take off and he'd put on different shelves, I think just to kind of save space. So I believe that that metal tank right there is the tank for the YZ80. And I believe that it's already primed. It could be bare metal. I can't see. Why do I have sunglasses on? Oh, that's why it was so dark, because I had my sunglasses on. So yeah, that should be a pretty fun one too. Very similar to the Baja 100 type of a job. Just a little two-stroker. All right, moving on over. We got over here, we got an RM250. And I got the frame over here in this little pile of nonsense. And I believe that's the swing arm for it, judging by the coloring on that. I'll have to look at some images or go online, look at a parts fiche to make sure before I put it together. But this one's a little bit rougher than everything else. This one looks like it was just taken apart, but it also looks like it might just need a top end. I got all of the precious parts, you know, right here. There's the cylinder. Looks pretty crappy. Here's the piston. Yeah, that thing's been slapped around a bit. We got the carb. There's the front triple. And I got the forks and the wheels too, but like I said, they're in here. I just don't know where. And we come on down here, looks like we got pipage. Nice. It looks fairly undented. That's really awesome. That'll clean up really well. But the radiator looks in pretty decent condition, both of them. Here's the other one. A bunch of small pieces, and then the plastics. And this bike, I believe, came... Oh, there's the seat. Yeah, nice. Somebody recovered that already with duct tape, so that's already ready to go. I actually have... I don't know if I can get it down for you guys, but I have a brand new kit of plastics. The complete kit is right there. It has the fenders, the headlight, side covers, the flux capacitor, everything you can need. It's all in that box. Maybe not everything, I don't know. But that's the RM250, and I don't remember what the year was on that. Let's see, it's at 89 RMX 250. So I think the X means it's better than the ones without the X, right? Who knows? Okay, so one more. This one's cool because look, you can see my reflection. It's got a chrome gas tank. This is a BSA. I don't really know anything about BSAs or any British stuff, so I think that's probably the motor, and that's probably the steering wheel, and that's probably the rear tire. I don't know, but it's beautiful. It's got a lot of parts on it, and again, frame is already powder coated. That's not spray paint. There's a couple of chips there, no big deal. And the engine is already all polished. It's got a carburetor, but I noticed some stuff around, like when I'm looking, like that carb isn't bolted on. It's just sitting there. So I don't know how much is actually redone on this, but just a really amazing amount of work already done. We got some brake pieces here. Got some brand new piece there. We got a petcock there. Forks look beautiful already. And if you look in here, we got a brand new re-spoked wheel already. And then a bunch of stuff that I don't know. Like, is that an airbox? I don't know. And yeah, so that's that bike. So then we got a few other bikes that I just kind of put in this pile. And normally I wouldn't treat stuff like this, but this thing was just so packed full of junk. So I don't want to act like I don't know anything, but I don't know anything. So, but there's a... Well, I probably should cover that. I don't know. Does it matter if you guys see that information or not? But there's a 1988 CR125 here. And we got the motor is in it. Probably not the cleanest that you've ever seen, but it's in there. Excuse me. And I got the rear subframe. Excuse me. And then I got this front end here. I think this is the front end from the RM250. But it looks pretty cool. So if you're watching and you're like, this guy's an idiot, that's the front end for the RM250. Just let me know. Like, I literally don't know. I mean, obviously I can go on the interwebs and figure it out when I'm ready, but for right now I'm not ready. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I'm hoping one of you guys is dying for and you'll contact me and want it. I have a couple OSA frames, and then I have a Carabella frame, another OSA frame, a CZ frame. I don't know what that is. It says B something, 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 something. But I have these frames that are... Some of them have a title. I don't know which one, but there's a few titles that came with some of these frames. Then I have just like the mother load of OSA, Carabella, strange engine parts that nobody can find. So, for example, let's go through some of this. We have a couple Carabella heads. And then we got these weird heads here that everybody gets all wet about on the internet. I don't know what they are. We got another Baja 100 Harley head. A couple other heads. I think that's another Carabella back there. The triangle ones. I don't know what these weird ones are here. They could be OSAs. I think most of these are the heads and the cylinder jugs for these OSA motors. I got a bazillion side covers on both sides, all OSA. I got a ton of different OSA and more OSA, complete motor, bottom ends. I got one with a top end and bottom end, a couple bottom ends, a couple empty cases. This one says OSA, I don't know, does that say PM rear or does it say Pioneer? I don't know. And we got another OSA, it says Pioneer. This one says Ducati. This is a little Ducati motor here, kind of weird. And this is a Husqvarna, I think. Let's see, what did that tag say? 72 Plonker 250 5-speed. OSA. Oh, that's OSA. My bad. So OSA Plonker. I don't know. Is that even a thing? You guys tell me. I don't know. We got a Harley Baja. We got, oh, that's the Ducati, I think. No, that's a Harley Sprint. We got another Harley Baja. Another Harley Baja. Harley Baja. I didn't even know, honestly, I had this many of these Bajas. Oh, here we go. There's a Husky. I thought it was Husqvarna, but it's Husky. 73 Husky 125. Is that the name of the company? I don't know. We got a Carabella little gallery here. Look at this one's pretty cool. This one's complete with the carburetor. Beauty, huh? Yep, we got another Carabella motor back there, and another Carabella there. I don't even know what's back there in that corner. So, basically, this is all the stuff that I don't really want. But I'm going to list it for top dollar on eBay, unless one of my subscribers lives locally and wants to come and make a good offer. I've also got a couple of these CB500 motors. I think this one, yeah, that's a 500. So I've got a couple of these motors. So if anybody wants some CB500 action, I got that. This is a China CT90. And yeah, that's pretty much the vast majority of what I wanted to show you guys. This is Airbox Alley. I don't know where these airboxes go, but this one's really pretty, whatever that one is. It's like already been painted. What's that say? Carabella. Carabella or Carabella? I don't know. Carabella. There we go. I had never heard of the Carabella motorcycle ever in my life. Evidently, I think that's a Spanish one. Could be Italian, but I think it's from Spain. I've also got a whole bunch of OSA and CZ hubs. Just take a little peek. Yeah, and on top of all of that, we got all of those, and then I got all of these. These are all the rear drum. I guess it could be front drums, and then more hub action. And then, oh, an empty spot. I didn't know there was an empty. Oh, look, there's tools. Oh, dang it. I forgot to get rid of those. I never even knew those existed. That's a gearbox for something, huh? What does that say on that right there? Can we zoom in on that? Carabella. Cool. So I might actually have enough to put together like a sort of parts looking bike for Carabella. Maybe even enough to make another one. I don't know. I got a couple of these tubs just full of carburetors. There's another one down there. So hard to get the phone through these cracks sometimes to show you, but there you go. Yeah, so that's basically it. A bunch of side cover number things, random parts from all of these bikes, just a couple of perches and levers, just a whole bunch of good stuff. And on top of all this, there was like a whole bunch of toolboxes, a snap-on toolbox. We got just tons of pieces of hardware, like brand new, like Japanese looking hardware and fasteners. Some cooled press from Harbor Freight probably. Bunch more hardware and fasteners. There was a bunch of stuff by this company called JM Supply Company. And that's where I got all this NOS stuff that I'm selling on eBay. If you guys haven't seen, I got an eBay store. If you go to eBay, you just got to type in Lyle's Garage, and I think somehow you can find my store. But I got all of these NOS, like the silver cables from all the Hondas that are tough to find. I got clutch, brake, throttle, all sorts of cables. Also got a ton of pistons. Tons and tons of piston kits for CT1s and AT1s, Yamahas. All of my kits come with rings and wrist pins and the C-clips to hold the wrist pins in. Some of the boxes are really damaged, so they're coming in Ziploc baggies. But if you guys have Yamaha stuff and you need that, let me know. I've also got some Yamaha cables. I got a ton of gasket sets. These top end and complete gasket sets, and they're all NOS from like the 70s. So a bunch of exhausts up there. This was all packed with riding gear, and I've been slowly taking that out and listing that on the eBay store. It's all vintage riding gear if you guys are looking for that kind of stuff. Yeah, that's basically it. I got some cabinets here that I still got to go through. This has just a bunch of the parts. Look at this old bag, this old riding bag, tool bag. So cool. Couple gators. These are all the decals for all the bikes. There's just like, well, there's receipts too, but there's a bunch of decals in there. Some random air tools. Every sprocket that everybody has ever been missing. And then this cool cabinet that's just full of old tools. So yeah, oh yeah, I got one more bike I forgot to show you guys. I got a CT70, and it's all here. It's just not together. So I got that. Here's the front end, triple clamp. Looks like a headlight there, fenders, little, I don't remember what you call that, skid plate type thingy. And then there's the wheels down there. There's the hubs right there. And that's the motor. And from what I was told, that China motor that I showed you in the tub back there for the CT70 or 90 is the spare motor to give parts for this one. So, anyways, guys, that's about it. I just blabbed for about a half hour. And thanks for watching. If you guys like this kind of stuff, let me know. I normally do the time-lapse stuff, and it takes a lot of time to edit. I would much rather do this where I don't have to edit and just kind of film stuff and talk. Yeah, that's about it, guys. I hope you guys are all doing well. And